Hope you've been eating lots of chocolate. And we're now live on YouTube and Instagram, and we're going to go live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook. So good morning, welcome. Monday morning with that little bit of focus, more on the breath. Oh, Facebook has just disappeared. Where's it gone? I want to focus on just keeping it really simple today. Nice, easy moves, some flow. And just realizing the simplicity of breath. I think often we can overcomplicate stuff with life in general, but with breathing, with exercise. So just make it nice and simple, nice way to ease us into the day and into the week indeed. So find a standing position where you've got space side to side and front and back. And let's just focus on balancing ourselves as just in this standing position. So our feet are about hip width apart. So nice and stable and supported, and just connecting to the ground. And just think about bringing the awareness of the breath low down into the body. So we're not taking big breaths or trying to do anything particular, but just centering yourself and grounding yourself. And that little position that we often use, or that little bit of awareness we use, where you just very gently putting a little bit of pressure just below the belly button. There's the belly button. We're going about 3 finger widths down from the belly button. A little bit of pressure there. As always, if anything feels uncomfortable, just don't do it. And just notice, even with just this very gentle, soft, light, effortless breathing, where we're not trying to breathe in any particular way, you notice that as you breathe in, gentle pressure, pushing the fingers out a little bit. And then keeping one hand there and just bringing one hand up to the sternum or the heart center, just resting. And notice again that subtle movement. So we want to make sure we get some really subtle movement here, that we're not restricting here. The shoulders just stay relaxed. So breathing into the heart, if that's a way that resonates for you, if that's a visualization or a focus that works for you, breathing into the heart. And then just see if we can get almost like a ripple effect, where you feel the breath first here, or you feel movement here. You're not going to feel air here, you're going to feel movement here. And then it ripples up the spine. For some reason, my notifications have come back on. And now let's mix it up a little bit. So we're still going to be aware of these spaces, but I want you to be aware of these spaces at the back of the body. So we often focus on the front of the body, breathing into the heart at the front, breathing into the belly at the front. But see if you can notice what happens at the back of the body. So as you're breathing in, maybe low, you feel a little bit more space here across the back of the hips. And then when we're focusing here, I'm saying here and turning around, when you're focusing here into the heart center, remember that the heart is also, it's not just at the front, there's all that space at the back. So you're breathing there into that upper back, center of that upper back. And then notice how there's very small micro movements in the spine. And this is just breathing very light, soft, effortlessly. Just freeing up the head a little bit and the neck a little bit. Making sure that we're not holding any unnecessary tension here in the neck and the shoulders. And then we're going to do our spinal cord breathing, but I just want you to make it small movements. So we normally do these nice big movements, which are lovely, but we're just going to do really small movements with the spinal cord breathing. Still doing exactly the same, tucking the tailbone as we breathe out. Sorry, yeah, as we breathe out. Spilling out the front of the pelvis as you breathe in. Making sure there's that ripple through the whole spine, the neck. Shoulders are relaxed. We're not holding or creating unnecessary tension anywhere. Jaws relaxed. And then let's make a really long, slow breath. Still calm, still effortless, still quiet. And then just relax. We're going to do the same with knocking. Normally we go and just free everything up, but this time just do it really slowly, gently. Really relax into the shoulders, the arms, the fingers. And the breath is just so soft, so light. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Make it even smaller. Even smaller. So small, there's still a little bit of movement there, but how micro can you make that movement? Still feeling the flow, the freedom. Then suddenly notice, are you tightening something up? Is your thumb tightening up? Where can you let go? Still keeping that very small movement. And then have a little shake. And again, come back to that shoulder width apart stance, nice and solid. And we're going to do a little bit of a lean to one side and a little bit of a rotation. And then come back to center. And then we're going to go the other side. So a little bit of lean and then rotation. So it's like you're looking behind. Remember when we lean, lengthen first. So lengthen up, lean and rotate. Really small movements. Lengthen up, lean and rotate. Now again, really make it smaller. So a little bit of a lean, a little bit of a rotate. A little bit of a lean. Making sure that there's no unnecessary tension. Are you tightening the jaw? Are you holding the breath? Can you just breathe nice and easy? And then slow it down, come back to center. Have a little bit of a shake out. I just wanted to really slow things down and make the movements really small, because often, even when we go, right, let's do our easy warm up, we start to push it too much. So just really making those movements small where you maybe notice, oh yeah, I'm tightening this side of the face or I'm tightening my arm when I'm doing that. You can really tune into that. So when we go into knocking, let's do some knocking. All it is a slightly bigger movement to what we did when we did the small movement. So you can relax into the face, you can relax into the shoulders. You can breathe easily in and out through the nose. You can feel the breath low in the body, centered, grounded, stable through the base of the feet. You can sense the breath in the heart center, in the chest, the back and the front of the body, the front and the back of the body. Feel that space in between the shoulder blades. Relax between the shoulder blades. Slowing it down into water waves. Taking a moment. Standing tall, bringing the feet hip width. Stepping out. Spinal cord. And again, not forcing or pushing, just breath in and breath out. Spinal cord breathing. No strain. Two more. And then standing tall. Stepping back out. A little bit of dog wags the tail. slow it down. And pulling down, breathing in. Breathing out. We're going to spend the last few minutes just doing a seated, gentle breathing practice. But just before we do that, let's have a little bit of bamboo in the wind. So bringing the hands low, resting on the belly, bringing the feet together, and just closing your eyes. Notice all the micro movements through the body, everywhere. And then taking a calm, fuller breath in, low. Feeling that movement up into that upper chest, stepping out, little brush down. And then just taking your time. You can do it standing if you want to stay standing, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to sit on the floor, if you want to sit at the chair, just somewhere where you're going to be comfortable for the next 5 minutes. Again, just focusing on the simplicity of breath. Now, there's breath work where you can do different things, where you can do hyperventilation, you can do breath holds, etc. But just for the idea of doing less. So I'm just going to guide you through simple awareness, giving you a few little cues along the way. So sitting, if you're in a chair, just with your feet on the ground, stable and supported on the chair, on the surface that you're sitting. If you're on the floor, again, making sure you're comfortable on the floor. But you can move, it's not about being rigid. And then just tall through the spine. Just think of all the beautiful work we've just done on the spine, relaxing into the shoulders. Relaxing now into the brow. So soften into the brow. Soften into the area around your eyes, eye sockets. If you want to close your eyes, fine. If you want to keep your eyes open, absolutely fine too. And then relax and soften into the jaw, the cheekbones. And then just resting the tip of your tongue very lightly on the roof of the mouth. But make sure you're keeping the jaw relaxed. And just notice this is a nice focus to feel the air just as it flows in and out through the nose. And I want you to feel that physical sensation without doing anything in addition to just noticing the physical sensation of the air as it flows in and out through the nose. And notice the coolness of the air, even if you're indoors, how cool the air is as you breathe in. And how effortless it is to breathe out. Cool air as you're breathing in, and that effortlessness as you're breathing out. Soft, light, effortless breath. Not trying to do anything whatsoever, just allowing that to happen, allowing the breath to happen. And then what I'd like you to do now is just when you get to the end of a normal exhale, that normal breath out, we're just going to pause for a count of 3 seconds at the bottom of a normal exhale. Now everybody's going to be doing that at different times, so you just pause when you're ready after a normal exhale. Just pause in for 3 beats, and then you breathe easy again. And even with the pause, this pause is effortless. You're just having a little rest. So we'll do that again. So after just a normal exhale, just count in your mind, softly in your mind, just 3 beats. And then let that breath flow back in. Remember the depth of the breath. You can breathe deep without breathing big. So the space where we felt the breath flow down. And that next breath in. Breathing easy. And then let's do one more. So again, just in your own time, no rush after a normal breath. Out. Have a rest, 3 beats. And feel that next breath deep into the body. Now we are going to take a fuller breath in. So just taking a nice full breath in through the nose. Keep it calm. Open your eyes if you have your eyes closed. Have a little stretch. Have a little twist. Excellent. So remember, if you're out and about today, an awareness of those movements through the spine, that very subtle rotation, very subtle extension and flexion, very subtle lateral, what we call lateral flexion. And we don't want you walking about doing all of, well, you can do if you want to, but just make sure you get that fluidity in your movement as you're having a little walk around. If you have fluidity in your movement, if your movement becomes more efficient, guess what? The breath becomes more efficient. So we don't have to get out of breath as easy. If we create that efficiency in the breath where we're not doing loads of hard work, breathing in a normal everyday life, then your movement and your breath is going to become more efficient, more fluid. Think of flow, which is all of the stuff that we're focusing on in Qigong. We've gone a little bit over time. Sorry about that. Got a little bit carried away there. Wednesday, a bit more movement, a bit more stretching, a bit more strength. Bring a mat if you have a mat. I'd like to do a little bit on the floor on Wednesday. I know that's always challenging when we're online, but it's quite nice to add in once in a while. So bring your mat, bit of space on the floor, and we'll have a little play then. Thanks as always for joining. Have a good Easter Monday if you're celebrating Easter. If you've just got a day off, have a great day off. If you're working, enjoy your work, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.